Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So today we're having a look at a Hero Hey video called Terrible Day for Game Journalists, Great Day for Gamers. So yeah, I assume, well, obviously it's about probably some game journos, either something they don't like is happening and they're schizoing out and probably blaming gamers, you know, the backbone of the gaming industry, what makes video games stay around, you know, the people who buy the video games, and they're probably schizoing out that, I don't know, probably they're not having their way or something. I don't know. My bet is they're just schizoing out over gaming now because no one agrees with their shit, except for the few Twitter schizos. Anyway, let's start.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I guess today we're
Holy
really
crap, I
putting the
forgot he's a
dawn
VTuber
Polygon.
now.
I know, very clever.
Hero
Right?
Hey,
But
by the way.
hold your applause, because allow me to show you why I'm saying that. That takes us over to Twitter. You can see a layoff alert. Polygon Vox Media laid off an unspecified number of Polygon employees,
And nothing of
co-founder and
value was
editor-in-chief
lost.
Chris Plant. As it sold the video game outlet to Valnet, the company has not disclosed the number affected. The layoffs coincided with ownership transfer. In other words, yeah, Polygon just got sold off and gutted. Now, as you probably know, Polygon is one of those outlets like Kotaku that is despised in gaming circles for good reason, writing a bunch of inflammatory.
Yeah, isn't Polygon one of the worst gaming journo places? Like, they always give bad reviews to like games if they deem it, oh, they're hard, so they're bad. Because to them, if it's not for casuals, it's a bad game. And you have to appeal to everyone, even though, you know, clearly Souls-like games prove that wrong because they always game journals usually hate playing Souls-likes like Elden Ring, the Dark Souls series, Demon Souls, Bloodborne, because it's too hard. But meanwhile, the games are actually successful because the games are for actual gamers. I remember one game journal couldn't make progress in the first level of SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom, a game made for literal children, and he gave it a bad review because he said it was too hard. And he tried to make up all sorts of excuses. Anyway, let's continue.
Nonsensical articles and seemingly not even really liking the gaming community at all.
Yeah,
for example,
ain't that
over
some
at
shit?
Polygon, they were notoriously trying to signal boost that disgraced article from IGN that was going after the devs of Black Myth Wukong.
Oh god,
trying to call them like
I remember
sexist,
this.
misogynistic, terrible people. You know, fill in the blank.
All that was false,
buzzword.
FYI.
We can see right here in this paragraph, Polygon had wrote, unlike other gaming awards, most categories in the golden joysticks are 100% determined by public vote. So Black Myth's win indicates just how activated its fanbase is. The game's solid action gameplay and cutting-edge spectacular visuals have clearly won it broad support. There's also a culture war element to its popularity. Game science became politically controversial after IGN reported on the alleged misogyny of its leadership, which has rallied some conservative online culture warriors to the game's cause. And of course,
okay, so yeah, I'll be quick about this. But yeah, the whole deal with Black Myth Wukong, why game journalists hated that game and kept trying to tell like fake ass lies about there's misogyny in leadership and shit like that was because, well, when the game was being developed, the infamous company, I'm sure some of y'all heard about it. If you didn't, I'll explain it. But the infamous company called Sweet Baby Inc., a DEI company in America, tried to force their way into the development of Black Myth Wukong, saying, okay, you better hire our DEI consultancy agency or whatever the fuck it's called, so we can consult and put DEI shit in the game. And, yeah, in your Chinese game that takes place in, like, China. Well, I don't know. It's like in, like, a mythological setting, because it's about Chinese mythology. So, yeah, it's like in China about Chinese mythology with Chinese mythology characters. basically they said no, we don't want your DEI stuff in there because they were trying to force in their Western DEI bullshit, and they said okay, then you better pay us. You better pay us an absurd amount of money, otherwise we're gonna get our Game Journos connections to hate on your game and review bomb it. And Black Myth Wukong devs said, go fuck yourself. And that's why so many game journals hated Black Myth Wukong or kept trying to bring up shit about political stuff. Even if they said it was good. I don't know. That whole thing was weird. You could probably find more videos on it. I don't feel like going into that. I just know that much of it. Anyway, let's continue the video.
In this context, conservative culture warriors is basically defined as anyone questioning the journalists and their extremely questionable evidence, I say with air quotes. Many people also refuting the article, saying that it was relying on mistranslations. And so games journalists are breaking down over this news, guys. They're saying it's horrifying what's happening to Polygon. It's horrifying. An article here from Kotaku.
No, it isn't.
Being shared. And so we're going to read some of the tiers from journalists about Polygon being sold off and gutted and these layoffs and all that stuff. Oh, but before we take a look at their tiers and like read all of their crying and all that, you know, how they got laid off and everything, I do need to mention something really quick. So every single video, I'm still getting like 10 plus comments of people demanding feet pics, and
why?
For those of you demanding that, you can be satisfied once again, because this morning I was tagged on Twitter to this artist Vicentia, who was commissioned by Neko Asumi, and the artist drew me showing feet. So yeah, I will.
Why?
VTuber Twitter account and the bin comment.
Can I ask a question? Are they just memeing, or are they fucking weirdos that are into feet or something? Also, I don't even understand that attraction. Like usually it's a joke. Like a meme, a joke, haha, funny. But like it's usually that, but then there's always that one fucking weirdo that's into that type of shit, which I don't even understand the attraction. I just go, gross, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, feet are disgusting. Like, I don't understand. What the hell is wrong with people on the internet? Like, like, tits and ass. I get it. I understand it. I like tits. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And then, like, yeah, I could see why people like ass also. But feet? Do you know how gross your feet get? Like, when you go for like a walk or a hike, gets all gross and shit inside. I don't know. I don't understand. I will never understand feet people. I will just remain disgusted by them. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue.
Of this video.
I hate it.
Find it there. So yeah, you can be satisfied once again. And now we can move on, thankfully. Journalist Cecilia links to a Kotaku article titled "Polygon sold to Valnet and hit with mass layoffs," to which Cecilia says, "This is absolutely horrifying. Horrifying. Scoop up these great reporters. More mainstream outlets would benefit from games industry coverage from experts." Yeah, apparently not. Y'all been getting laid off for years and somehow have made journalism, which is already one of the least respected professions in the world, to become an even less respected profession. News editors. This will be a huge year for gaming news. And so desperate sounding, dude. And you will want that traffic. You can't do better than Polygon's reporters.
Yeah, you can. No one watches, like no one goes reads Polygon's articles. You want to know what I fucking do when I want to see a review of a video game? Want to know what I do? I disregard every game journalist company. I purposely avoid IGN, Polygon, like fucking Kotaku. I avoid all of them. And then I go to YouTube. I go look for like a channel, of people who review video games that actually like video games, that are truly part of part of the video game, who's truly a gamer, basically, and who better to tell you whether or like the ins and out of a video game than someone who actually played it and can actually give a proper review because they've played it, and whether or not they liked it, they'll let it know in the review because they went through the game, and then you could see the gameplay. You could just search for gameplay also, and I mean they usually have gameplay when YouTubers review a game, and you could just see if it's something you're interested in. And even then, sometimes, even if they say, oh yeah, I didn't like this game, but I don't know, maybe you'll like this game. In most reviews, they say that. I've seen anyway. They said, yeah, I think this game sucks, but I don't know, maybe you'd be into this. FYI, that's what happened. That's how I got into From Software games, because a random YouTuber said he was bad at those games, but it was his own skill issue. He admitted he said he could see why people would like. What game was it? I think it was like Dark Souls 1, obviously. Yeah, it was Dark Souls 1. He said, oh yeah, this game isn't for me because I suck too much, but I see why people like it. So, like, that guy didn't even not recommend. He said, maybe you should give it a try. Maybe you'll have better luck with it. And me seeing the gameplay, I'm all, you know what? I kind of like this gameplay. Then I bought Dark Souls 2, which was a mistake, but, still, it got me into From Software games. I should have got Dark Souls 1 when it was available. But yeah. No one goes to these people for video game reviews, except maybe normies that don't know anything about gaming, that aren't even really part of gaming. That's like usually how it goes. I don't know, maybe normies are their target audience. And even then, normies don't pay attention to gaming journals.
Switch to GTA 6, Roblox, gangbuster growth, regulatory scrutiny, big stories. This graph from our story on how Google's AI overviews for search-impacted website businesses is pretty interesting. Google denied that the AI overviews rollout hurt web traffic. I mean, look, to be fair, if Polygon really did just stick to writing like actual gaming news and wasn't this like weirdo activist outlet as well, maybe they would have done better.
Yeah.
But like Cecilia here is just talking about like normal gaming news, but that's not what Polygon was doing. That's not what Kotaku does.
Yeah, that's not what they do.
They have this like weirdo, freakazoid, politically brain rotted activist slant, and that's gotten all of these outlets such disgraced reputations. Like people.
I have a question. When did gaming review? When did the? Because people would review video games at one point, and it was legit video game reviews, like whether or not they liked it or not. Like they give fair criticism to the games, and yeah, but when did it become about political bullshit? Because it like infests like every video game journal website, because at one point they were once a legit video game review company, like legit video game news, and then it just suddenly became about politics somehow. God, I hate politics.
People just avoid them.
And then they attack gamers who don't agree with them.
To laugh at them. But hey, great reporting, by the way. Should definitely hire, right? Wink. I thought Asmund had a pretty funny reaction to this news. It's basically showing these journalists. But
yeah, they're gonna work at McDonald's.
Actually, do that. They'll probably just find somewhere else to write a bunch of slop articles. Oh, maybe they'll make like a GoFundMe. They'll somehow try and say that like gamers are harassing them and attacking them, and they need a bunch of money. That like gamers got them fired or something.
That sounds like
that might happen.
Yeah.
Some of the responses to Asmund: games journalists hated us, hated every last one of us. It's why they chose the field they did. I was a game journalist. Just put the fries in the bag, bro. What are you doing? What the frick are you doing? Just shut up and put the fries in the bag. Total chud victory. Oh, by the way, remember that journalist Cecilia who we read posts from a few minutes ago? Well, here are the responses to Cecilia. You can see basically everyone is laughing and or celebrating. Okay, now let's take a look at some of the actual journalists who got laid off and what they have to say. We've got this Julia person who was Guides producer at Polygon, as you can see here. And Julia, Guides producer at Polygon, says, well, I guess not at Polygon anymore, huh? But anyways, they say, just like my coworkers, I've been laid off from Polygon after it got sold and now gutted, I guess. Obs, if you need a guides writer who loves organization spreadsheets and comes with all her own equipment, let me know. Also, hire my coworkers too.
Ugh.
Good luck with that. And the next one we've got is Cass Marshall, who video game jester at Polygon. What does video game jester Cass Marshall at Polygon have to say? My time has finally come. I've been laid off from Polygon. I'm so grateful for the near decade I spent there. If you know of any remote writing opportunities in any industry, please reach out. And then we've got Nate Hull.
Just don't come back to gaming.
Apparently not at Polygon at all, but what do they say? Ugh, not only was most of the staff laid off, but they were sold to the game journalist industry's equivalent of Satan incarnate. I still remember the excitement I felt when I first came across Polygon in 2012. Now it will just be another soulless content mill hut.
I never liked
okay,
Polygon.
whatever, but here's an important question, guys. Is it incarnate or incarnate? I think it's incarnate, huh? I
Yeah.
might have messed that up. My bad. And there's also this Alyssa journalist person who has worked.
Oh, no, not her.
Otaku.
Okay, this Alyssa Mercante is an infamous game journal that was really fucking weird, and I think she was obsessed with Asmongold for some reason. Well, yeah, didn't... I mean, obviously. But I remember there's one clip of her telling people who... Like, if people disagree with her, she'll challenge... She said to fight her, and then in real life, and then she left, like, a challenge to anyone who disagrees with her. And the moment, like, a woman... I think it was another... like an influencer or something, or... Well, no, there were a few women that said, okay, yeah, I'll fight you. She chickened out of all of them. She pussed out. And then Alyssa Mercante doesn't do, like, game journalist shit. And then I think she crashed out on social media about that. And, yeah... No, she works for Rolling Stone, I think, because now Rolling Stone has, like, a gaming thing, which... Who the fuck goes to Rolling Stone for gaming news? I don't know. Well, is she still at Rolling Stone? I don't remember. I just remember hearing a lot of people talking about this cunt.
At Rolling Stone. And Alyssa says,
Yeah.
with more game sites shuttering, you bet you're behind the reactionary YouTubers who do no research and have little to no moral standards will flood the internet with more trash. So, we are cooked, chat. A journalist like this talking about moral standards? What a joke.
Chat? You're not streaming, lady. Just saying.
Alyssa continued by saying, I'm in the middle of moving, but once I'm settled, I'll be starting a Discord of all unemployed / not full-time game journos. Let's see what we can create. Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna go well. Other responses include, gaming websites have been useless for years. I'd rather watch someone stream gameplay or condense their gameplay.
That's what I do.
Vid, and it be from someone I like watching, rather than from a gaming news site full of people I don't like at all. With the news about GD and now Polygon, the landscape of gaming news just got dimmer. I wish the best for all those who were affected. Looks like I got more work to do then. Oh yeah, they're sending their best here. Oh, that guy's really mad. Look at this, he said. In response to Polygon sold off, fires almost everyone. Between market forces and the epic chud wins last year, gaming journalism is gone. This is a huge win. You're better off watching gameplay streamed and judging things for yourself. Source, Kotaku, which is probably next. Oh. And that other person whose tweet we just read says, these frickin' morons don't understand why this is bad. I've explained this before. Oh, yeah, it's an authority right here on why we all know gaming journalists. But you know what? Let's take a look at what he has to say a little bit. It's a 26-minute long video, and it sounds really...
He's going to say something stupid. Watch.
we'll take a brief look. TTBN Gaming's video, what if we actually got rid of games journalism? Which, for the record, I don't need 26 minutes to answer that question.
Oh, wait.
I can answer it in probably 5 seconds or less.
Oh, wait,
the
no.
answer is the world
Yeah,
becomes a better place.
this guy's a journal, isn't he?
But let's see some of what this guy has to say.
Hi, it's me, your girlfriend, slash boyfriend, slash day friend, favorite content creator. And, you know, a lot of the times, people will talk about how mainstream media sucks and how they only get their information from independent sources, right? Or like for the gaming side of things, which is what we're about here, people will talk about how they hate the gaming sites, like they don't like IGN, GameSpot.
Yeah, I hate all of them.
Polygon, all the big boys, right? They hate them. They think they suck. They rely only on YouTubers. And so I had a thought, let's burn it all to the ground. Those sites don't exist anymore. What are we left with?
So first of all, you don't need to use YouTubers. You don't need to use their sites. You don't need to use anything. A lot of this news comes out from tweets that these companies make or press releases that they make. And those companies could just do more of that if they wanted to. Like, you don't need games journalists. You don't need YouTubers.
Yeah, you don't.
But it's funny, this guy is trying to seemingly make the argument that, like, oh, you shouldn't rely on independent channels. You should rely on the mainstream stuff. Like, bro, come on.
You gotta rely on the corpos. Just focus on the corpos. Johnny Silverhand would like to know your location. I might forget to edit in the cyberpunk music. Sorry, I am tired right now. But yeah, basically, what I do is I just go to an independent, like you could just go find gameplay on YouTube or reviews or whatever that aren't like part of a corpo, like actual gamers or streams.
Legitimately,
Streamers.
what are we left with? A lot of YouTubers, gaming YouTubers, do not break the news. They don't give you hands-on experiences.
Yeah, they do.
They don't bring things to your attention. Things are already brought to your attention, and then they go and talk about it. I'm guilty of this. I've never broken any news. There are also some content creators who do get invited out, right, by these.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is boring. Let's go to the conclusion.
Yeah.
You get the point, right? Like, it's very easy to be upset at games journalists because ever since the first Gamergate happened, it's just been something people could just easily do.
Are people upset or are they laughing at you guys though? Because like when we're taking a look at all the tweets, whenever there's like layoffs, it's just like people laughing. So
Yeah.
sure, some people are upset, but mainly people are just like apathetic or find you guys just hilariously terrible at your jobs. It's not like, oh, rawr.
Again, that journal that gave SpongeBob Battle of Bikini Bottom a bad review because it was too hard and it's a children's game, and he was like really bad at. Why is he in the gaming industry for journalism?
You know, whatever anger would sound like, I guess. Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes there is definitely a reason to be upset at what these people do because they're very disingenuous and filled with hate, and they constantly try and like smear the gaming community. But
Yeah.
the framing where it seems like he's trying to make it seem like everyone's just upset at them is incorrect, in my opinion. It's largely, like I said, apathy or like mockery.
And it's, at some point, it's understandable. I get it. You feel like you're being lied to. You don't be lied to. But like I've said multiple times, and again, this is not a defense of like anyone particular, but if you look at it in the
Yes,
whole,
you're defending the
you
corpos.
are being lied to more by YouTubers
This guy's a
and random
dumbass.
bloggers than you are by people.
No,
who
you're
don't
not.
give-
He literally pulled a freaking Karina Paimon VA moment. Like, the YouTubers are lying to you guys. Hello? Hello? Why can't you see that?
God, okay. When he started to like saying that, I started to hear that annoying voice actor's voice whining in that video. I'm all, oh God. This is why I don't play Genshin in English anymore. But yeah, this guy's a dumbass. Yeah, none of us ever go to their corpo game journalists articles or whatever the fuck. We don't need them.
They would be best friends. Oh my gosh.
YouTubers don't know
Oh,
anything.
no.
YouTubers don't know anything. Never been in
My
my
tracking
industry. They don't
broke.
know what my industry is about. They don't know anything about SAG. They don't know anything about being a non-union actor either.
Yeah.
Stop telling me to go to liars. Liars. They are paid to lie to you.
Isn't it hilarious how like these corpos are getting mad at like independent people now? It's just so hilarious. Like they're getting extremely mad because like more people don't agree with them. Well, well, she's an actor that no one likes. They're going to. Well, she works for SAG, so yeah, it's kind of hilarious. I don't know. I'm half asleep. Okay, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Incentive to lie. They have more of an incentive to lie because idiots like you fall for their shit and they get paid for that. Hello?
They don't even realize they aren't even getting news. They are just getting confirmation bias thrown back at them.
Yeah, guys, don't you realize you're not even getting news? You're just getting confirmation bias. Like, why do you even watch? Why don't you stop watching my video and just go support Polygon, guys? They need you over there. Anyway.
You're not even getting news. So, like, what they're saying is it's biased if someone likes a game they're reviewing or something that isn't part of their corp. I don't know. Look, my brain is fried right now. But that guy just sounded like a dumbass.
Anyways, yeah, that was funny. Thank you for the video, TTBN. And thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed my coverage. If you did, please consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate you. I'll see you in the comments and in the next one.
Yeah. Oh, what the fuck? Activist demand Doom the Dark Age erases its masculinity. Fuck you. God. They clearly didn't play Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, the original Doom games. Oh my god, now the activists are going after one of my favorite series, Doom. Which I find it... Oh god. Fun fact, these same people, before Doom 2016 came out, I was browsing the internet because I'm all, oh cool, Doom's coming out, Doom was announced. And keep in mind the Game Journos and just all the weirdos and the weirdo political activists in the gaming industry tried to say it's too violent, but so yeah, I was looking up information on Doom 2016 before it came out, like it was like I forgot how many years away from release, but I saw these same people had a petition because the petition was, hey, ID or ID or whatever, however the fuck you pronounce. Their petition was to make Doomslayer a black woman and like because they thought they wanted a story where Doomslayer was a black woman. Like they not only race swap Doomslayer, but also make Doomslayer a woman, and that petition never became a thing. I just remember seeing that in a fucking Google result. I'm all, why the fuck, huh? Have you not played Doom? What? Why you, huh? But anyway, sorry, that little thumbnail of activists crashing out because Doom is Doom, which I'm sure they won't fucking change anything because the last Doom games were awesome. By the way, this next Doom's a prequel, just so you know. Prequel to Doom 2016. After Doom 64. Sorry, I'm going on about Doom. I love Doom. But anyway. Yeah. No one needs Game Journos. And then that dude's all, oh, you don't want to get rid of Game Journos. He's all, what would you have after? I'm all, well, I could think of a bunch of channels I go to for video game reviews, and because I've never watched shitty internet videos or read your shitty articles because I know what kind of people are in these game journal companies. I just go to chat. a YouTube channel that I enjoy for reviews. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, I'm gonna go to sleep, dude. What time is it? It's like gonna be midnight soon. Peace.